Stories help us to understand the world around us. They allow us to laugh, they allow us to cry, they give us the ability to feel and provide us with an outlet to heal. Join me as I get to know some of the amazing people behind the stories that we read in order to truly discover the story that has been hidden within each of us. My name is Bre Smith, and this is the Author Push Talk Show. Welcome, guys, to the Author Push Talk Show. I am your host, Bre Smith, and on today's episode, we actually have an incredible guest. Her name is Gabriela Nalven, and she is going to be talking about her book, Athena, The Adventures of a Fearless Bearded Dragon. So I'm excited to have her on today. Thank you so much, Gabriela, for being on with us today. Thank you. So can you tell the audience just a little bit about yourself?
Yes. Well, I just started this new book. It took me a few years ago. I started to brainstorm, and then throughout the pandemic, I was just sitting at home and being tired and bored, and just and then all of a sudden I had this idea. Well, first of all, I took an Airstream with a friend of mine. Amy is a friend of mine. He took our dragons on an Airstream trip from Oregon to Florida. Wow. And it took about like 3 weeks, and he just went through. He just traveled through the beach and the ocean area, and he slept on the beach, and we had Athena, and she had her brothers, and one day she said, "You know what? You have such pictures and you have a beautiful story." So she said, "Why don't you put it into a book?" And I was like, this is interesting. So I just did it.
Right. That's awesome. I love that.
And you know what? This is a true story, except for like some parts of it. But it's a true story of me, because I noticed that children in these days, they were being teased and always picked on. And so me growing up as a child, I was always teased and made fun of and saying you're stupid or slow. So I was thinking, take my dragons, Athena, and to present myself in front of children. And so, because I know that little children, they see through the eyes of the dragons, and they could understand.
Right. And I just want to say thank you so much. That took a lot of power and courage to even say that. I was bullied growing up, for various reasons, but oh man, I can't even imagine just how that man felt, just to be isolated.
Yeah. Like extremely isolated.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since I had Athena, she just brought me to the next level, as of like, because before I was shy and I didn't want to talk to anybody, and then as soon as I brought her out with me, people and children are like, "Oh, you know what? I like this dragon. I want to take a picture." So I started talking to them, and she just brought out. She just brought everything out and open.
Right. Awesome. I love it. So can you tell the audience just a little bit more about your book? Like, let's talk a little bit more about Athena and just like the overall theme of the book.
Let me see. How first of all, Athena was my emotional support dragon, and the book is about her mother, abandoning her and her brothers because she didn't have all the put force to take care of Athena and her brothers. So she put us all on an airplane in these dark boxes and just shipped us off to our uncle, and we ended up and she ended up in Oregon.
Oh, wow.
She found this Airstream, and she just traveled with her brothers, and she took challenges that she never thought of, and I want to express this to children that even if you're disabled or having problems or issues, that you can have something in your life, that you don't have to sit around and feel sorry for yourself.
Right. And I love that. I love that. I don't know if I've ever told you, Gabby, but my husband, he has high functioning autism. And so he, that's like his biggest thing, where it's like he wants to go out there and meet new people, and he does. Very loving guy, but I also know I see those down periods with him where it's like, oh, my self-worth and am I good enough? And and so he's always questioning himself. So I love the fact that you actually came out with a book that can help, other kids. It doesn't matter if they're going through regular bullying or if they're being bullied or they just feel low, because of their disability. So I really, like I said, I commend you for this. Like I said, I still want to get this book. Like I said, I just think it's a very powerful story that a lot of people need, and I think a lot of our kids need it. Right? It doesn't matter if they're,
Nowadays, I see all this internet. Children are being teased on the internet, and it's just has a lot of girls also are being teased on social media, and like you're not pretty enough, and they want like suicide and everything. So I just want to to bring out the message saying, hey, listen, you have choices here. And yeah. And you know what, I'm planning on doing a series.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Like I said, it's much needed. It is much needed. Now I know you've gotten your book into schools. Have you been able to like go speak to any kids yet, and like maybe start doing some public speaking behind that? And
okay. I'm trying to do a Zoom follow-up.
Okay.
Do Zoom because now that the pandemic is hard. Some it's hard. So I will eventually talk to actual teachers, I'm hoping, and just events and stuff. I have a few interested teachers who see already, so that's exciting.
Yeah, that is exciting because, like I said, I really feel like your message needs to be like in the classroom, and it can really help empower kids. So, what tips would you give to kids from your book? Like, what tips would you give to kids that are going through bullying because they're disabled or they're different?
Well, I would just say that, to own a dragon is just a step ahead, it's just a step, and to own one, you could feel secure or safe or anything there. And just be who you are and just express through your stories or
Yeah.
poems or journals or anything like that.
Amen. Yes, I love that. I love that. So can you tell us just a little bit about Athena, who she was to you? Give us a little bit more information on Athena.
Well, Athena was my service dragon.
Mhm,
She was my emotional support dragon. So
mhm.
I took her everywhere and stuff. So I felt safe with her. And I have her son at home actually today.
Oh,
So so she and Trevor had a she and Trevor had eggs, and I ended up with a tubes.
oh, that is so cute. So I know Athena in real life had a disability, right?
Yeah, she had two of her back feet missing.
Mm,
So she was she was, slow
mm.
and stuff, she was a fearless. She herself, she didn't let anybody or just anything interrupt her.
Right. I love that. And I love that, right? Because I think that's the theme and that's the message that a lot of kids and, people that are struggling, even adults, that are struggling
Uh-huh,
with.
uh-huh, So even adults can be so harmful sometimes. Some adults just don't, understand either.
Right. Yep.
So,
Yep.
so
You're
it's hard.
you're right. So what advice would you give to anybody who has a disability that's thinking about writing a book?
I would just say, just put it down. Just put down your thoughts, and eventually it'll. So you know what? So eventually it'll do something. It'll because a lot of children are stuck and they need something to something to push themselves even more.
Right. Yeah, like inspire them. Yes, yes. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Is there anybody that you would like to like shout out today or anything like that?
Uh, well, first of all, you and thank you for showing me all these little shows and little experts, and yeah, so I'm grateful, and I'm grateful for Sarah because she has been such an inspiration, just trying to help me speak to teachers and the schools and stuff like that.
That is awesome. That is amazing. That is amazing. How can people contact you if they want to do more like, interviews with you or even allow you to come and speak to their kids in their classrooms?
Um, well, I have my own website, so it's just my full name,
Mhm.
Gabriela Nalven.com. And so they can reach out to me on social media. I have Facebook, Instagram. I'm on Amazon. I have already like I think I have like 17 reviews already.
Oh, that's awesome.
And you could just type in they can just type in Athena, the Adventures of a Fearless Dragon on Amazon.
Awesome. I love that. Now, on your website, is that how if people want autographed copies, do they just go through your website to get autographed copies?
Yeah, I do signatures. So yeah, so if they want signatures, they would just go through Gabriela Nalven.com. It's the actual site itself.
Okay, that is awesome. Well, thank you so much, Gabby, for just coming on the show today. I know you said you're coming out with more like series.
Yeah.
You're actually creating a series to this. So I would love to bring you back on the show in the future, and we just talk more about your books and just even your progress. Because like I said, I know this is a very powerful message that you're taking into the world. So, and it's much needed. So just thank you so much for coming on today.
All right, thank you. Yes.
Yes, no problem. Well, thank you guys for watching this episode of the Author Push Talk Show. My name is Bre Smith. Until we see again, see you guys later.
Bye bye. Thanks.
Yeah.